Five. And that's my child.
Welcome to Into the Melding, a Firefall podcast brought to you by sittingoncouch.com. I'm Lemons.
I'm Nakiato. Some of you guys might recognize me. I do YouTube videos, guides, tutorials, tips, live streams over on Twitch and stick them on YouTube, etc., etc.
I'm Terracon4. You might know me as the person who writes the Dev Tracker weekly wrap-ups on Reddit and Brontodon.com.
And I'm Scary Booster. All you need to do is Google that and you'll find me. Scary Booster.
That's exactly what I did, actually, when we were talking about bringing you in here. I was like, who the fuck is Scary Booster? So I Googled you. And I was like, oh, okay, this dude's legit.
Legit.
Nakiato, you have a fan in the chat.
Oh.
Phobos is swooning over you.
I don't even have... Wait, hold on. Alright, I've got chat open. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, look at that. Hey, Phobos! How you doing?
Phobos, we were literally just talking about you and talking about certain thread on Reddit. And we're like, Phobos is such a cool guy. No, we were like, the whole Red 5 team is pretty awesome. But it's funny that you just showed up.
Yeah, random. Hey, Earthmonger too. Hey, how you doing, man? But yeah, I guess we should get to this.
So so today we're going to be talking about, most importantly, above all, and we're not going to get into PvP this time, guys. We talked enough about it last week. I think we've got enough that we can put it behind us for now until they start to patch it. But we're going to be talking about the difficulty and importance of balance in an MMO shooter, and of course, as always, what patches have been done, where they're moving, and what we're likely to see coming up. Okay. Well, let's start off with the patch, because the patch was pretty good in my opinion. What do you guys think about the patch overall?
Which patch?
The patch they released on the 19th, which
So
would have been last
version 1.01795, August 19th.
Correct.
I forgot what was in that patch.
Okay.
You're gonna have to remind
list
me.
of things.
Okay, let's
it's
then
like
yeah.
this big.
Yeah, it's as always,
It's huge.
Patch notes are huge because they're just patched so quickly.
The biggest thing was adding a lot more to the dynamic event spawning. Then there was lots of HCAM updates.
Oh, yeah.
They increased the rate of those teleport reports. Editor report spam feature, and various other things. Lots of battle frame changes, fixes here and there, changes to abilities.
So I definitely like that patch for the most part. I mean, the spam, the spam one is really nice, just because now instead of having to right-click and report for spam and then also right-click and ignore, it's just one little button. Right-click, bam, spam, done. Everybody's happy now. So that was a nice change, because unfortunately we have gold sellers, or well, scammers. They can't really sell the gold, but still we have them, and it's annoying.
They're called credit sellers.
Whatever. And then what else? Yeah, dynamic spawn increases. For anybody that watched my stream from yesterday, I literally couldn't get 10 feet without running into a fucking dynamic event, so that is definitely a nice change, definitely a good increase, because it just makes the world feel a little bit more alive. I was okay either way, but I don't know, it's a nice change.
Yeah, I mean, this is more or less exactly what I was talking about a couple weeks ago, in that I wanted, I wanted me to be able to pop up the map, and I wanted to be able to see, at least a couple of different events that I could go to. Right now, the problem that I have with dynamic spawning events is that the group Ares missions are really annoying to play, because it's kind of rolling the dice whether there's going to be other people there, and if there's not other people there, you might sit there and wait for 5 minutes, have the event end, and have nobody show up, which is kind of annoying when I'm kind of there for not max minning or anything, but I'm there for moderate efficiency, and it's really inefficient to sit around for 5 minutes waiting for an event for other people to show up to an event, and there to not possibly not have anybody show up, and then for me to lose all that time. It's not a horrible thing, but I'd like to see maybe some notifications of whether there's people there, or even I don't know how well this would work, but a system where you could say, I'm going towards this event, so that other people can see, okay, there's 3 other people also going to this event, therefore, if I go to this event, it's going to end really quickly, and I can get really good EXP for not a whole lot of work, because there's going to be a bunch of guys there.
They could make it so like Arrow calls out, she calls out, hey, there's a group thumper over here, why don't you go help that? They could make it so that they specifically call out events that there's other players participating in, like, hey, there are some people attacking this incursion, you want to go help them out. Mm-hmm. That way they can, announce both that there's an event, but also inform you if it's one that people are already working on.
Arrow used to do that, and then people complained about her being too vocal.
My biggest problem was just when she'd tell me that there's a tornado there 5 times a second. I didn't have too much of a problem with her otherwise.
Yeah, I hate it when I'm in a game, and what game? I'm trying to think. There was a game where I was playing it, and it was every 5 seconds they wouldn't shut up about one thing, and I'm just like, shut up. I think it might have been Payday 2, and it's just, the guy just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. It's like, I'm working on it. Shut up for a minute so I can work on it. But I think, I think if there could be some type of map notification, a big yellow exclamation point or something on top of events that are either recently spawned or about to die, or if they could get some information across so that I know, if that's a brand new event, if I'm likely to be the first one there, or if it's about to be closed, so there's nobody there, so just leave it alone.
Like a timer.
Because what really sucks is when you hop in your LVG or whatever, and then you go all the way across the area, and then you find out, oh, the event just ended or whatever. So that can be a little bit annoying when you're trying to level. But I think overall this patch is very, very good, and it is nice, that I can pull up the map, and 9 times out of 10, I see at least an event that I can go to. A crashed thumper, a crashed LVG, a solo Ares mission, something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be possible, but it would be nifty if they could, on the waypoint, when you're heading to whatever event it is, it gives you some kind of timer or some kind of counter, like, oh, there's 4 out of 5 parts for this crash thumper already, it's almost ready to go, basically. It's just a little text right next to it or something like that, that would be a nice addition, but I don't know how hard that would be to actually implement into the game. So I'm no programmer. I'm just throwing this out there.
Maybe a notification of how many people are dying from an event. Like if it goes over 10 people died in that event, then you would kind of know that there's actually people there doing it. Like, hey, 10 people just died doing this Ares event or whatever. I don't know, maybe, like you said, not a programmer, but maybe a way to know that there's people there, the event's going on. That way, like an arrow. The games nowadays have arrows pointing you in the right direction of, hey, this is going on, go that way.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be easier to just have a player counter of how many people are within like 50 meters of the event and update it every 10 seconds or something. But yeah, some way to know whether or not you'll be wasting your time on a tornado, or, if you got a group of 10 people, sure, you can go to it anyway, but if you're just one lone person right now, it's not a good investment of time, usually.
Run and gun.
For the most part, I have seen, from what I've played since the patch, like in Devil's Tusk, Devil's Tusk seems to have a proportionally smaller number of dynamic events spawning than other parts of the map, like the other zones. But there's still, like, I'm finding, chosen to actually go and fight on my own without being attached to a mission. There's incursions popping up, tornadoes popping up, and when there's actually a lot of events going on, they're not, just empty. Like, I have not found, when I was playing last, I did not find a single tornado that no one was there. Usually there was 10, 20 people who'd run up to it, we'd all kill it instantly, jump in, get out, and go find something else to do. So, it's nice having a lot of events again.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I have a question for you. When was the last time you were in DT?
Devil's Tusk, that would be, I believe, 3 or 4 days ago. I've been having problems with blue screen of deaths the past, well,
Ah,
since about a patch or two ago, so I tried twice yesterday, got 2 in a row, so I haven't been on since.
see, I was only asking because they reduced or in a hot fix not too long ago, they reduced the amount of dark crystate cores that you needed down to 100,000. So we're at like 70-something% as of last night.
Yeah, I
So I
really
was just
wanted to
wondering
go
what
in
it
and
was
jump
today.
into that.
Anybody in
Not
chat
sure,
know what it's
unfortunately.
at right now? Just checking. But yeah, go ahead, continue, guys.
Okay, they increased both the XP and Crystite rewards for all Ares jobs, which really prioritizes Ares jobs. And if I remember correctly, group Ares jobs give more than solo Ares jobs, I believe. Don't quote me on that though.
They should, yeah.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they give significantly more. I want to say something like 20 to 30% more, but I don't know for sure. And depending on how many people show up, that might even be quicker. But it is nice that solo ones you don't have to worry about other people showing up. I do think grouping would be a nice way of taking care of that, but the problem is right now, a lot of times it's, spamming map chat saying, I'm at, Shantytown or whatever, and I'm looking for guys from levels X to Y, and then you just spam it until people get there. I'd like to see some type of LFG tool or something,
I
to
would
where I can say I'm leveling for I'm at level 23 and I'm leveling. Somebody come join me, and then they can just join your party.
like an LFG finder for I don't know, like Ares or missions instances and so on and so forth. I don't know about the open world just simply because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people would troll in that. But it never hurts to have something like that as an option. So I would like to see that. It was interesting in WoW when they first put that in. It was really nice, but at the same time, you start to realize that a lot of the randoms that you group up with are just terrible, terrible gamers. Don't know why, but they are.
Yeah. Well, not everyone spends as much time as us who are obsessed with gaming. Also, some people do have like 500 milliseconds ping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they can't jump servers. Haha.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they got rid of that add-on, right?
Yeah, they disabled
Yeah.
Boing.
Which kind of sucks, really. Well, see the way that Guild Wars 2 has a similar, kind of shards kind of system now, where everybody's on the mega server or whatever, but you still have NA and you still have EU side, so you still have at least two different choices of where you want to be, which kind of sucks because if you're in Australia and you want to have a server closer to Australia, it might put you on an NA East server, and then you have 500 seconds of ping, 500 milliseconds of ping, which kind of sucks. But anyways, okay. The HKM updates. The HKMs now charge slightly faster, which is kind of before they had increased the time to charge, so now they're kind of walking a little bit back from there. And then they now last longer before the charge bar. Okay, so they last longer before the charge bar will start decreasing and will decrease at a reduced rate, which means if you're hopping from battle to battle, you'll lose less in between battles. So it doesn't have to necessarily be one giant battle anymore. You have a little bit more freedom in that you can do a battle, charge it up halfway, do another battle, charge it up 3/4 of the way, do another battle, charge it up and use it.
Yeah, it was a slight backpedal from what they'd done the previous patch before then, but only very slightly. When I was looking, like trying to, be intentionally aware of how fast I was charging, I'm like, okay, it looks like it's slightly faster, but practically speaking, most of my gameplay I still wasn't able to actually get an HKM up unless I was in an instance or something with non-stop fights.
Yeah.
So I
Pretty
still
much.
think it could be used to be increased a bit.
I think so too. It still does need to be increased. There,
I mean,
it
it's not like they're nukes or anything, They're potent, but they're not that special. So
See, I'm also wondering if what we should do is instead of having the charge up, just have a long cooldown on them, because the charge up makes it such a pain in the ass when the only thing that you're doing is running like Ares and stuff like that. Um, I mean, and then trying to balance it too, to be fair for everybody, especially with like perks and cooldown reductions and so on and so forth. Um, it can be frustrating because uh, you've got 3 cooldown reductions that you can throw onto it. You've got a perk that lowers the cooldown based on how many things you kill and so on and so forth. And then when you have like a raptor or something like that, I mean, it just powers up that HCAM super fast. So then you have to increase the cooldowns for everybody. So you nerf everybody, but raptors still wind up getting it up faster and so on and so forth. I mean, just throw a cooldown on there, just a long cooldown, because then at least we would know when the hell we have it up instead of go through most of a fight. All right, cool. I only need a quarter more, and then when you go to run to the next spot to kill this group of bandits or whatever, you're down to half, so you've got to build that back up, and then it still doesn't get charged.
by the time it's ready, there's nothing there to kill.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, long cooldown. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to avoid this, it's almost MOBA-like in the skills, in that you have, your 3 basic skills or whatever, and then you have like your ultimate or your HKM, and the way that they balance, a lot of times they balance ultimates is not based on the power, but based on the cooldown, how often you can cast it, versus just straight up nothing something. I might like to see, long, minute-long cooldowns or whatever, because then...
Minute and a half, 2-minute cooldowns.
Yeah, something like that would be nice, because then you don't have to charge it up and you can use it immediately, so you can kind of quickly take down packs if it's a strong pack, instead of waiting to charge it up. And then it really sucks, if you die or you get knocked down when it's at 95% and you're like, well, that could have saved me, but unfortunately I was waiting for it to charge.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Wizard of COC. I think that's Nozama, actually. Thanks.
The COC is a group.
I know, but usually it's Nozama on that. Thanks for letting us know that it's at 81%. I want to point this out. It was at 71% yesterday at 2. So in 24 hours, we jumped up 24%. That just means that the final pushback is going to happen in roughly a day and a half, 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then we'll have access to the final raid.
Yep. Aren't you guys excited? Holy shit.
I'm excited.
Like, more endgame, yes.
I'm still level 20 scrub, so I don't have a whole lot to be excited about.
What the hell are you doing only at level 20?
Because I'm an ultaholic.
Really?
Oh god.
But we've been playing.
I'm trying to level like 8 guys at once.
Yeah, I keep running the frame of the week. I love running the frame of the week. Last week it was Dreadnought. This week the assault is this week. So I keep switching because I want to do the frame of the week. I want to do the content. So I mean that's why my main guy, my fire cat, is at 19, and then I got the Dreadnought. I got him up to 15 last week, and then I started working on the assault this week. So I mean I love just all the I'm in no hurry to get to the end game, but I mean I'd love to go out to DT and do the final raid stuff, but I'm having so much fun just switching frames and going with their style of the frame of the week. I love doing that portion of the game.
Which reminds me, guys, this weekend is Assault.
Assault's this week.
Yep. So if you want to level your Assault, this is the weekend to do it, because you get an extra 25% towards your XP.
Not weekend.
Week.
Oh, it's a week now? It used to be a weekend.
Yeah.
It's week.
Yeah, now they're doing it during the week.
One thing that I would like to see changed to that system is I would like it if when we had an assault week, it included all of the assaults, like Tiger Claw, Fire Cat, and whatnot. Just because I don't want to jump on my Accord Assault if I'm leveling my Fire Cat, because then I have to catch up on my Assault to make it any useful, and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah,
I wish it
blah.
was my fire cat. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just make it so it includes all of the archetypes, you know?
That'd be
I don't
good.
know.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe even like a small enough to the thing to encourage people to play the thing, like a 20% on the advanced frames and the 25% on the base frames or something. Just to kind of encourage people to maybe play the base frames. Because I think the idea behind it is if you have advanced frames, that encourages you to go back and play the less advanced, to play the basic frames.
To
And
get the perks and stuff.
not everybody has the advanced frames. I mean, the game is free to play, and making people play the Fire Cat when that's going to make people kind of angry. It's if you have Fire Cat week, it's going to kind of make them like, hey, I have to buy that frame, and it's going to push people to buy the game. This way, they're free to play model. They do the base frames, but I would really like to see that all the assault frames are, or all of the dreadnought frame, anything that's underneath that is included. Like you said, maybe a 5% or something, but because it does kind of penalize the people that have actually put money towards the game. I mean, we're only doing base frames. I haven't seen any advanced frames yet. I mean, since they started doing the
beforehand.
Actually,
Before the launch, they did all the advanced frames, so now they're doing the Accord, it seems.
Okay.
You want to know what?
They might start rotating again.
Whenever they do that stuff, whenever they do like, oh hey, this is the assault week, they could include all of the assaults, but then for the Fire Cat and the Tiger Claw, they can throw down the reduction on the cost of buying the frame to encourage people buying it.
Yeah.
I might see that, even a 10% or, well, and if they could bring it down, to the point where, because if you buy, I believe it's $10 worth of red beans, it's like 80 red beans, if I'm not mistaken, and that's just short of enough to buy a single frame. So maybe even if it just brought it down, 20% or whatever, so that if you wanted to, every week you could spend $10 and buy the frames on sale.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if you wanted to maybe buy it, buy it slowly but surely, like every week or even every other week or whatever, that would at least give you some options.
Make it easier to invest without having to spend a bunch of extra money.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of the first-person shooter kind of games like that, like MOBAs and stuff, that have that. Hey, we're discounting this week. We're giving 10% off this, and kind of or 10% off of the beans itself, towards that frame or something like that. I mean, a lot of games kind of do that. Whenever they feature a frame or feature a type of game style, they usually have a discount towards that, so people are encouraged to grab more advanced stuff for that portion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can continue.
Yep. Okay. So
What's next on the agenda?
battle frame pucks. Okay, Resilient Alloys level 20 Bastion puck got just clarified. Health Surge level 40 Mammoth puck.
I'm glad that got changed.
Got turned into a heal over time. So
Yeah, well,
activating any ability heals you for 15% of your max health over 10 seconds. So that's actually I like healing over time procs. They encourage you, to use your skills in a certain almost rhythm to them to really maximize that healing if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just just going through all of your skills immediately and then having them all be on cooldown.
Well, see, basically,
Well, the way that the system, it used to work by being, it would just have a flat cooldown and a flat stun heal.
It was
so
like
if you
10
did it a
seconds.
second ability, within that time, that would resulted in no gain. So that is now that we'll just restart that heal over time. I think that the heal over time could be slightly shorter because it feels like it was a bit nerfed, but it was kind of crazy powerful to begin with, though.
Hmm. I think ultimately you wind up getting more health in general because of it, um, but you don't have the burst healing, and that was what was making it slightly too strong. Because burst healing, it really kicks ass when you're trying to nuke someone down, and if you're fighting like a mammoth or something like that, or a dreadnought frame, they get 15% of their health. That's a lot of fucking health. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're the tanks of the game, so they're gonna have the most health generally.
Hmm.
So yeah, so healing percents on tanks is really strong in general. Kill Stealer, level 30 Rhino puck. Pretty much just if you play Dreadnought, you just got your whole pucks just completely now. Fix an issue which was causing the puck to activate 30% health instead of 50% health. Oh, so it's just a bug fix, which is kind of a buff.
Yeah, makes it
Yeah,
work a bit better.
Hmm.
which is nice.
Unfortunately, I might have to hop out for a short bit though, so I might be getting out in a minute or two. All should be back soon though.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Afterburner now stores multiple charges and is affected by multiple max deployment and duration modules. So this is similar to the cryo grenade for the recon, in that you can hold multiple charges and then use them all at once, so you can whatever with them.
This is an insane change. Like, I love it. A lot of people have been complaining since 1.0 came out, saying like, oh, I can't have my 6-second cooldowns, meh. And then when cooldowns got nerfed, they were just like, oh my god, Red 5, you hate us. And then when they threw these charges on, oh my god, these charges are so nice. It's being able to activate like 4 freaking afterburners in a row is so much fun. And then each one of those charges has a 40-second cooldown or whatever. So when you activate one, uh, that one goes on cooldown, and then you activate another one, and that one goes on cooldown, and etc. etc. And then it's kind of like do you know Teemo's mushrooms?
Yes.
They work exactly like the cooldown on Teemo's mushrooms.
Yeah, it also works the same way as it does in Diablo 3. Diablo 3 has a similar mechanic with some, they only have a very few stacking, but they do have it where the cooldown is always running until you're at max stacks, and then it stops until you use one of your stacks.
Anything
But
to add, Scary? You're playing an assault right now.
Yes.
How have you not noticed this change?
No, I have not noticed it. I just started playing the Assault this week. I was playing Dreadnought all last week.
No, so you weren't even playing it back when you didn't have the charges, so
Right.
you didn't
Right.
know.
My Assault right now is a baby. It's like level 3 or 4 right now. I just barely started the Assault. I've been playing Firecat. I haven't been playing the Assault.
Mm-hmm.
So
See, I've got a mobility cat right now. So I have Afterburner with 3 or 4 charges on it. Then I have what is it? Then I have Inferno Dash, which I'm surprised that Inferno Dash didn't get charges.